back with another tutorial slash review, and today's look is this really super bright, pretty pink and purple, more of a hot pink magenta purple and bright blue eyes. And I really like how it came out. It's really fun, really bright and colorful, kind of throwback to the looks I used to do back in the day. I don't do as many bright looks now, I think just because it's been 3 years since I first started my page and I'm older, so I guess I like more neutral looks. But I will bring out a bright eye here and there, so I like how it came out. And this look was done completely using the Sedona Lace 120 Eyeshadow Palette Second Edition. Now, you guys might have remembered me doing the first edition palette. I did a look using it as well as a giveaway, and this palette is so beat up because I've dropped it so many times, but I want to show you the original palette. You get 120 eyeshadows. There are a lot of bright colors in this one. A lot of these mixed mineralized ones, like this one right here, like kind of different color combinations going on. So this was a really great palette to use, really fun, really bright colors. But then the Sedona Lace also came out with another edition. This is the second edition. So I'll show you the palette right here. So if you look on this palette, it's a little bit different. They don't have those mixed colors that you saw in the other one, where it's like a combination of like yellow and green in one palette. Really, they're more solid. And this is actually has a little bit more pastels in it. So that's the main difference with this palette. I personally, after using it, the eyeshadows apply the same. They look the same on the skin. The only difference is that some of the colors are different. So actually, if I had to pick between the two, I would go with the second edition. But I guess it's just about preference. So this eyeshadow palette, the second edition, has so many bright, fun colors. You get, let's break it down. You get a mixture of matte and shimmery and satin. You have your yellows, oranges, greens, lots of different blues. Then you have some purples, you got the smoky and your highlight shades. Then you got more oranges that are more like earth tones in this palette. And then you get your hot pinks. And in this one, it's kind of more of a mix of different colors. You get some pinks, and you get some more reddish tones, purples, blues, greens, and then you get a lot more metallic browns on this one. The other one didn't have as many metallic browns, so I think this palette might be a little bit more wearable because it has more of the neutrals. And then again, you get two blacks in this palette, which is great because everybody goes through the black quick. So I like this palette a lot. I was inspired to do a really bright look because there are just so many colors in this palette that you kind of want to do a bright look. I actually brought this with me to a gig just in case I ran out of a color. It was an Indian wedding, and usually you do really bright, fun, dramatic looks. So I brought this and I just had it setting out on the bed, and the photographer was like, oh my gosh, and he was like taking a million pictures of it because it just looks so pretty and it makes a really great picture. Even the bridesmaids were like, oh my gosh, that looks like candy. So it's just like a really cool palette to have. As you can see, this is a look that I created with it. I didn't use any other eyeshadows besides these. When I try to do a look from a brand, I try to stick with that brand, and that way you can see how the products look and not be influenced by me sticking like in a MAC shadow. So this is all Sedona Lace on my eyes. The only thing is that the bases are not Sedona Lace. I use some MAC bases underneath, but if you use a good base under any eyeshadow, it can look amazing. And it's all about how you apply the colors. In this tutorial, I show you how to blend without letting the colors fade away, which can happen sometimes with these kind of palettes. And I show you how to get intensity with also a nice blended diffused line. So yeah, that's the look that I'm going to be doing today. If you're interested in seeing how I do it, stay tuned for the tutorial. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the tutorial. Today I will be using the 120 Palette Second Edition from SedonaLace.com. And let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with a white base. This is MAC Fluid Line in Pure White. And then on top I'm going to put another base. This is full of fuchsia. It's part of a limited edition release of some technical liners from MAC. But if you have a hot pink lip pencil or another hot pink base, that'll work too. I'm basically just drawing on my lid. Okay, so now we're going to apply a color above the crease. We're going to do a purple just to kind of help with blending later on. So I'm going to take this color right here, this purple. It's a shimmery one, so it'll be easy to blend. And then I'm going to take a fluffy brush. This is a cheapo one from like Studio Tools. And I'm going to dip it in that purple and shake off the excess. And then I'm going to apply it above the crease and then fade it up. Okay, so we got a nice little fade. I'm going to take a dense brush. This is a MAC 214. Get that same purple. And then I'm going to focus it into the crease. And then I'm going to bring it down. So we have more color there. And then you can take that same fluffy brush and then just kind of fade it up a little bit more. But since we already put shadow there before, it has already, it's easier to do the fade. Okay, now we're going to take a highlight color. I'm going to use the second palette in the 120 palette. It's the top left. It's this shimmery white right here. And I'm going to take a big brush like this. And I'm going to dip it in. And I'm going to get it right into the brow bone. A light dusting just to kind of fade everything together. I'm going to grab the other palette again and get this hot magenta shade, which is so pretty. My favorite color. So get it with like a flat packer on brush and tap off the excess, and then we're going to pack it onto the lid. And that hot pink pencil underneath really makes it pop so much more. It's a matte shade, so you gotta work with it by packing. And with these shadows, you don't really want to blend it out too much because you don't want to lose the color, and that can happen with these kind of stock palettes. So just be patient and pat it on. I get this purple shade right here. And then I'm going to work it onto the outer half with this little blender brush. And I'm going to kind of carve out the outer V at the same time. And then slowly work it over. But I'm going to leave half of it still that magenta shade. Okay, we're getting there. I'm going to jump to the lower lash line, and I'll show you why. We're going to put blue and kind of bring it up and blend it as well. So we're going to take another blue, another technical pencil. This is a blue one from that same limited edition collection. It's called Artistic License. It's really pretty. Any bright blue pencil will do, and it's a really bright blue. Okay, now you're going to go back to the second palette and get a bright blue shimmery shade. It's this one right here, really gorgeous. Since it's a shimmer, it will apply very pigmented. Taking a small little brush from Billy B, and I'm going to get that on the inner half of my lid, or the inner half of my lower lash line. And check out how bright that is. Okay, and then for the second half, we're going to go back to the other palette. And we're going to get this darker shimmery shade, gorgeous. Flip over the brush, and then it's going to go on the outer half just for some darkening and dimension, and then blend the two together, which is really easy. And then you're going to take the blue shade, and this is where you have to be careful. You're going to take that tiny brush, and then you're going to bring it up. Okay, and now you're going to start to work it over, and we're going to use really light motions. And this is going to create like a really cool color combination. But you're not packing a lot on because you still want the purple to kind of show. So I'm lightly flicking it over. I started on the outside and now I'm flicking it over. So it's a nice color blend. And you can go back with that highlight color that you used before in that big brush, that white color. And then you can tap it up here to kind of make sure that that area is bright and blended. Just a tiny little smidgen of that dark blue. Tiny little smidgen. And then fade it out. Because you want a really nice even blend. Okay? Now we're going to reapply some more of that pink because we don't want to lose that. So you go ahead and get it back on your brush and reapply it. And then I'm going to fade it above. Just because we want to keep some of that purple above the crease. So now we're going to go ahead and line the top. I'm just using my Palladio black ink mini little eyeliner. I'm just going to do a regular black wing. Then I'm going to take some lashes. These are Red Cherry or Bliss number 203s. And I'm going to pop these on and I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I'm back and the eyelashes on. And through the magic of editing, I actually did my face for the most part. I put on my eyebrows using my Tarte Emphasized Brow Pencil. And it's a medium brown. Then for the rest of my face, I'm not wearing any foundation primer, but I am wearing foundation. This is Palladio Herbal Foundation in Honey Beige. As my under eye concealer, I'm wearing Eve Pearl Salmon Concealer in Tan. And as my highlight here, I'm wearing the Herbal Liquid Concealer in Banana from Palladio. As my contour, I use the Graftobian Medium Cocoa Eyeshadow. And that's pretty much all I used on the face. So for the cheeks, I'm going to go for something very neutral. I'm going to use the Pearl Matte face powder back from one of those recent collections from MAC. Actually not recent, it was a couple months ago. I'm just going to get a mix of the three. It's like a brown, it will end up being like a brownish, orange, pink color. And I'm just adding it to my cheeks for some warmth. Now for my lips, I'm going to go completely neutral because the eyes are so bright. I'm going to use something like my lip color, but better. This is the Josie Maran Plumping Lip Gloss in Daring. And that's the final look. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. It's a nice, fun, bright look. I haven't done one of these for a while. And I use the Sedona Lace 120 eyeshadow palette, which goes to show you, you don't need expensive eyeshadows to get a really bright, bold, fun look that, you know, looks nice and blended and looks really cool. So if you want to check out this palette, you can get them at sedonalace.com. It's the 120 palette second edition. Remember to use code RENREN for $4 off of your purchase. And once again, I will be hosting a giveaway. Thank you to Sedona Lace for sponsoring another palette. All you gotta do is subscribe to my YouTube, follow my blog, go to the blog link that will be posted in the description box below, and leave a comment on that blog entry telling me why you'd like to win. And that's it. So one of you lucky viewers will get this own palette for you to try all these fun bright looks with, or even go on the neutral route. Thanks again to Sedona Lace for another awesome giveaway. And until next time, I hope you guys have a great night. Ciao, Bellas.